Hey there guys, it's Tina and I'm back, and I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe. If you're also back, welcome back. Thank you so much for joining me again. But if you're new and maybe, just maybe you like what you see, please consider subscribing. We have tons of fun here on this channel talking about makeup and all things beauty, and of course we have a mix-in of like chatty videos. And today, I am ready to share with you my haul from the Sephora sale. Now here's the thing, Here's the thing. I made a video with like a wish list and my recommendations. I'll pop it up over here in case you're curious. And I mentioned that, you know, the Sephora sale is not all that, alright? Unless you're Rouge where you're getting 20% off, or you can piggyback on a friend's Rouge discount, then the sale is really not that great because it's 20% for Rouge, 15% for VIBs, and then 10% for beauty insiders. 10% is pretty much the tax, right? Sometimes not even. So it's definitely not the best sale of the year, right? Especially when these different brands have their own friends and family sales that are 25% off, 30% off, for everybody. So I was telling y'all not to really indulge in the sale and blah 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 blue, and then I went ahead and indulged in the sale, okay? And I low-key, I'm a little bit embarrassed. However, I'm owning it, okay? I'm okay with it. I am fine. I was treating myself. I don't have a reason to treat myself, but I kind of went overboard. All right. And when I look at the items, I'm like, you didn't even get that much, but yeah, I did. And it really added up. And I am embarrassed to say that I have accumulated quite a few new products and a new Sephora credit card reward that is at a very high amount. And, it is what it is. It happened. I don't know. It's fine. Okay, so let me go ahead and share with you guys what I picked up from the sale. And I think I'll mix in some other purchases that I made along the way too during the friends and family sales from various brands that were happening around the same time. So even though these products are available at Sephora and I would have picked them up during the Sephora sale, I was able to get a better discount on them during the friends and family sales. All right. Let me stop talking, all right? So I grabbed the new Melt Cosmetics Electro Trip palette. This is their newest launch. It launched on 4/20 on their website, and they were having a 30% off site-wide sale, and it included new launches, and that is kind of unheard of for Melt Cosmetics. Usually the new releases are excluded from the sale. I was able to grab this at 30% off, and I almost always get the Melt Cosmetics palette. This one is a really colorful palette compared to their other releases, which tend to be more grungy, a little bit more on the neutral side. This one is a combination of like a corally red color story paired with teals and blues, and I love it. I really do like this palette a lot, and I tend to like their 10-pan eyeshadow palettes. But they're pricey. They're $58 a piece, and to me that's a little bit too steep. So I love to get these on a discount. And when I'm really looking at it, this color story is not really that different for the brand. They have 2 bronzes in the middle. So there are, let's see, 4 mattes and 6 shimmers, which I'd prefer if they had more mattes than shimmers, which they typically do. This time around though, they have more shimmers than mattes, and a couple of the shimmers are like topper shades. So the light shade Blue Haven, this blue shade, and then Saturn are more like topper shades, and then the other shades are a little bit more intense, with this dark blue one being more of a satin deep navy blue with microfine shimmer to it. So not chunky glitter, but it's like microfine shimmer. And then this green shade, the lime green, is a little bit more on the sheer side. But I like this color story, and the mattes are beautiful. They apply and blend out the way I expect Melt Cosmetics mattes to apply, and I really like it. Now, some people don't like the Melt Cosmetics formula because they say it's loose, it's powdery, they're not the biggest fan. but I am. So I did go ahead and grab this palette, and I didn't grab anything from their recent launch where they had like a different format. They were smaller palettes. I didn't grab any of these, so when I saw this launch, I was like, yes, I am going to get it. So there you have it. That is the first thing that I picked up outside of Sephora, but it was still on the Sephora website. Now let's talk about another brand that had a friends and family sale. I know I'm like starting this off with the friends and family purchases. Meanwhile, it's supposed to be from Sephora, but these are also available at Sephora, right? So these are from Huda Beauty. These are her Matte Obsessions palettes. So we have the Cool Matte Obsessions and the Warm Matte Obsessions. These are 9-pan eyeshadow palettes. And I talked mess about these. I was really not interested because these 9-pan palettes tend to have a different quality than her larger palettes. And I tend to enjoy her larger palettes. The formulations have been pretty decent, except for like the questionable shades that she includes sometimes. You know, those jelly shades with like little embedded bursts of pigments. It's just odd, you know? But apart from that, I tend to like the quality of those palettes. The mini palettes now, these 9-pans, I don't really love them because they're made in China versus the larger palettes that are made in Italy. And so it's a different formula. However, when I swatched these in store, I was like, maybe I want to pick them up. Okay, maybe, just maybe. And when I saw that she was having 35% off, I was like, say no more, I'm gonna get it. So I grabbed these two on the website. Now the thing about these two palettes is that they're cream shadows in here. So in the Cool Matte Obsessions, we have this mauvey pink, like medium tone cream, and then a deeper mauvey pink cream. The cream shadows, no, they're dry, they tug, they don't apply very well, they're very finicky. I hate that about them. So then we are left with only 7 mattes. These are all matte palettes, by the way, which is why I was kind of intrigued by them, because I love all matte looks and I love an all matte palette. So I was intrigued by this. There are no shimmers to turn me off, right? And this color story is cute. It's a cool mauvey tone palette. This is not necessarily always my jam because I don't like cool tone shades and pinks. But this is actually really cute. And then the Warm Obsessions, this one is more my vibe, right? There is a dark brown cream shadow, and then the other cream shadow is this light creamy. It's like a light peach. That, again, bad quality. I don't like the creams, but the mattes are so beautiful. I am wearing this palette right now with a little bit of the dark matte brown in this one that has more of a reddy undertone. But this is what I'm wearing on my eyes. And it gives like a very subtle, beautiful, all matte look, you know? And I really like it. So I like these palettes. I like the packaging. We have like a little raised matte font. It's cute. It's cute. I like these. I can't say they're awful, right? I also picked up some eye products from Give by Gwen Stefani. So these are the Painted Up Longwear Mousse eyeshadows. These are interesting, okay? So they come in these little plastic tubes similar to the MAC paints. Do you remember MAC paints? Yeah, those are fun, right? And they have shimmer shades as well as matte shades. Now I swatched these in store and I was intrigued, okay? I was intrigued, and the shades that I picked up are fun. So we have here Bouncing Shoes. This is a matte shade. It's like a creamy caramel brown. So it almost like matches my complexion exactly. So I can use this as a one and done shadow just to even out my eyelids, give it a little bit of color. This is really nice. This is a matte one. Then I have Pogo, which is a shimmery kind of taupey. Well, it's not really taupey. It's like a mauvey bronze because it has a little bit of purple to it, but it's a beautiful bronze shade. Again, this is like a one and done shade. I can just buff this all over the lids. You can layer it up or you can just apply it lightly. It will give you more pigmentation, and they just feel very comfortable and lightweight. I really like them. And then the next shade I picked up, well, the last shade is Ska Vibes. This one is a deep like burgundy brown. This is a nice one too. This is the darkest shade that I picked up. I figured I could use this to deepen up like the outer crease if I wanted to, or you can use it all over the lids as like a smoky shade. These I haven't tried out on the lids yet, but I'm kind of excited to do just that because the formula is lightweight. It feels like it's something that will be easy for me to pop on the lids and go. So we'll see. I'll keep testing those out and tell you what my final thoughts are. And then I also picked up the new mascara from Fenty Beauty. Whew, so this is the Hella Thick Volumizing Mascara. I was like, all right, let me try out the mascara from Fenty. I think they had another one before that I never tried out, but this is their newest launch, and Fenty doesn't really do a lot of launches lately. So I was like, all right, let me try this out, right? This mascara, I might as well have just gotten a drugstore mascara. This mascara does nothing to my lashes. It has a decent little wand. It's a natural hair bristle wand. You know, it's not plasticky. It's fine. The formula is nice and rich and black, but there's no volume, there's barely any length, and for me, I have great lashes already, right? So any mascara that I use is going to perform well. That's just my assumption, okay? You have to really suck for you not to do anything to my lashes. And when I used this, it kind of separated my lashes into groups and clusters, right? So I had like 10 groups of lashes instead of fanning them out and giving me volume and separation in that way, you know? And there wasn't any length or curl or anything. It just did what any plain old drugstore $5 mascara could do, and I paid a higher price for it. So I was like, I don't like it. I would not recommend this mascara. Skip. Save your money. It's not worth it. It doesn't do anything extra at all. It's not hella thick. Let me see what the claims are. Does it say that it's like a volumizing mascara? Let's see. Real thick, real quick for an instant full lash effect. You're lying. You're lying. You are lying through your teeth, and I absolutely hate this. So that one is going in the return pile. I also picked up this Sephora Shape and Set Clear Brow Gel. This one has a similar one to the 𝒫𝓾𝓃𝓂𝓒 Brow Gel. So this is the Major Brow Laminating Gel, which is what I have in my brows right now. And I really like this brow gel, right? It has this little comb wand, so it's not a typical like brush applicator. And you sweep it through your brows, and it's supposed to be like a gel wax or a wax gel, however you want to frame it. And it's supposed to hold your brows in place. This does that, all right? So it's like the Sephora version, and it does that. It does that. However, what it also does is flake. And flake and flake and flake. It really balls up in a nasty way, okay? So you just have white residue in your brows if you touch them or rub them. And I don't know that that's the kind of negativity I need in my life, okay? I don't need that at all, so I would not recommend that Sephora brow gel. It's a no from me, dog. And I thought it was gonna be like perfect. I could recommend it because it's a cheaper alternative. No, absolutely not. So definitely avoid that one. And then I also picked up this Lawless palette. This one now I picked up during the Sephora sale. I was in store minding my business. Well, I wasn't really minding my business. I was minding all the products business, okay? And I saw this Lawless palette. It's called the Little One eyeshadow palette. And then I was swatching it, and the color story looked like something easy breezy. It's something that you can just grab and go, because we have some neutral tones. We have this matte black. We have an orange shade, and then we have two shimmers, right? So I swatched this out. I was like, oh, that feels nice. But the thing about it is when you swatch palettes in store, and I don't know if this happens to you, but I'm usually like wiping my hands all the time with makeup remover, right? Because you already have swatches, you wipe it off, blah, blah, blah. So my hands tend to be a little bit damp, right? So when I swatched this out, the pigment was like, boom, in your face. It was cute. It was like giving it to me, you know? And then when I got home and I used it, it just didn't have the same pow that I wanted it to. I tried to use it for this look initially. I was like, all right, let me use it and see how it works out. And it just wasn't giving me the oomph that I needed, like the depth in the crease. I couldn't build up the colors. Everything was like more sheer, you know? And that's not a bad thing. So if you have lighter skin, maybe that's what you're looking for. You're looking for a palette that has a lighter pigmentation, and this will show up perfectly on you. But for me, it's just not given as much as I want it to. And it's a cute little color story, and I think it's a great everyday palette, but it just didn't work out for me. So I'm thinking I may return this one because I'm not in love with it. And I have no shame about returning things, especially with the amount of money I spend at Sephora. I'm rouge all the time, and I'm not going to pretend that that's not my reality. So I feel like I should be able to return products without any guilty conscience, all right? So that may be going back. Another Lawless product that I picked up is this powder. So this is why I was at Lawless, right? Because I saw that they released this new powder. So this is their Perfecting powder. It's talc-free, skin smoothing, and I like it, okay? So I did a get ready with me. I will link it over here. I used the Melt Cosmetics palette, and I used quite a few of these new products. I like to test out products before I do a haul because I want to give you like a feeling, a vibe. I've tried them out already, so I can give you swatches as well as tell you about the performance. Now this powder, I got the shade Tan. It has a little opening too. It's this beautiful pink packaging, right? It's a little bit thick and bulky. I prefer like slimline packaging. It's thick because the design has a little flap area for a applicator sponge, right? So they say this Perfecting powder may be used alone as your foundation or may be applied as your setting powder over foundation. It has a soft matte finish that is beautiful for touching up throughout the day, adding coverage where needing and mattifying shine in oily areas. So it imparts a soft focus effect on the skin, delivering an extraordinary skin-like but perfected look to the complexion. All right? So it's supposed to be mattifying, smoothing, and I agree, it does leave this beautiful look on the skin, and you can use it, like they said, to touch up, to set your foundation, or as foundation itself. So I love a powder. If you know me, I love complexion products. I love foundations, I love concealers, and I love powders. I have oily skin, so a powder is my best friend. And so far, I like this one. Now, would I say run out and get it? Not necessarily, but it's a nice one. You know, if you wanted to try out a new powder, and I think they have a decent range, it gives a really blurring effect to the skin, and it does mattify shine. So I like it. I really like it. So this one gets a thumbs up from me. All right, speaking about complexion products, let's jump into the concealers that I picked up. So I picked up the Valentino concealer. This is new from them. It's the Very Valentino concealer, all day light lasting covering concealer. That makes absolutely no sense. Let's see what it says here. Triple use full coverage concealer, all day hydration, long lasting, and light feel. This is a lie straight out of the pit of hell. Like, what are you talking about? So I picked up two shades, okay? So I picked up Deep Neutral 1 because they were out of my shade, which is DN2. That's my matching shade in the foundation, and it's a great foundation match, okay? So in that Get Ready With Me that I mentioned, I used the Valentino foundation. Again, beautiful. I already owned it, so I didn't need to pick it up. But the concealer, I got the lighter shade, right? So DN1 versus DN2. And then I also grabbed DA2, which is Deep Amber, okay? So it's Deep Neutra and Deep Amber, okay? DN, DA. Now with these, the DA2 is a level up, like it's a little bit deeper, but it also has more of a golden undertone versus the neutral shade that's more on the neutral side. So it has that hint of gray beige undertone, which is what I prefer for my concealer. Now let me tell you, this concealer, it claims full coverage. That's what is throwing me. It claims full coverage, and the foundation is full coverage. So I would think if you have a matching concealer, it should be the same level of coverage, right? It is not. It is not. It is such a light medium coverage. It's just like, I can't believe that they really said full coverage. It is not. Oh my God. And the formulation is beautiful, right? So if you're into light concealer and light complexion products, this might be for you because it's a comfortable formula. It feels moisturizing and hydrating, and it has this kind of hydrating look under the eyes. However, if you're looking for coverage, which I need under my eyes because I have really dark under eyes, this ain't it. This is not it. And I was very disappointed, okay? Because the formula is nice. It's not that it's a bad formula. It's just the coverage isn't there. And if I'm going to wear concealer, then I am going to wear concealer. Please give me the coverage, okay? I need it because my under eyes are very dark. So fail for the concealer. And these aren't a bad price point either, even though it's a luxury brand. So if you were interested, you know, I'm saying if you want lightweight, very lightweight, then maybe it's for you. But I don't see the point in spending money on a concealer that really doesn't conceal a damn thing, okay? So then the next concealer that I got is from Givenchy. This is also a new launch. So this is the 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕟 Skincare Concealer. And I already have this foundation again. And I love it. The match is great. The finish is great. I have not had like a bad experience with a lot of foundations lately, which is great for me, right? So then I said, let me go ahead and grab the concealer. So this is the shade N385. It is a skincare and multi-purpose concealer. 24-hour correction, 24-hour hydration. That's what they're claiming. So it says it corrects dark circles, redness, and imperfections for an even luminous complexion. Its refreshing texture is enriched with a capucine extract, what is that? And a cornflower complex to guarantee comfort and hydration. Listen, okay, this is nice. And it says medium to high buildable coverage. And I agree, this is a beautiful concealer. It's what I'm wearing right now, under my eyes. Right? The coverage is there. It's like blanking out my under eyes, and I really love that. It's such a beautiful concealer, and the shade match is spot on. It matches my undertone, so it's a neutral undertone, and it's just slightly lighter than my foundation. Let me see what the foundation is. So my foundation matches N390 in the 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕟 foundation, and then for the concealer, I have the N385. So it's just slightly lighter, and I think it gives this lift and brightening to my under eyes without being too light, you know, because I don't like the light under eye thing. No, I like to match my concealer to my complexion. If it's just slightly lighter, then I'll work with it. And I think, like, come on, that is beautiful. So this concealer, A+, definitely thumbs up from me. And that is all for complexion. I did not pick up any foundations, which is unusual for me because, like I said, I love complexion products and foundations are always on my list, but there are no new foundations that launched that I wanted to try out. I know there's a Laura Mercier foundation, but I swatched that in store and it was just, to me, a little bit too luminous, a little bit too glowy, so I passed on that. And I have no regrets. If there's another foundation along the line that I want to pick up, sure. But there's nothing that I wanted to pick up. The one I had recommended you guys try out is the new Gucci one, the Eternité de Beauté. This is a beautiful foundation. So let's move on to other complexion products. So I went ahead and grabbed 2 bronzers. So first one up is from Pat McGrath. So this is the Divine Bronzer. I picked up 2 shades. I have here Bronze Divinity and Bronze Mahogany. Now there is a shade in between this that I didn't realize that is only available on the Pat McGrath website. So when Pat McGrath has her sale, I'll pick up that shade, all right? But for now, I picked up the Bronze Divinity, which is the tan shade. And this one has an orangey undertone. It is more of a warm terracotta, which is how it's described. And it is definitely terracotta. It's a very lightweight formula. It's very airy. Similar to her blushes where it's just lightweight. It kind of dusts away. So I think that's kind of perfect for bronzer because you don't want bronzer to be too overwhelming. You know, you want it to give a kiss of color to your skin without being too intense. So this shade works fine for me and I'll keep this one. But the other shade, Bronze Mahogany, is too rich, it's too deep, and it has a red undertone. I didn't like the shade, and I hate the packaging. Why is the packaging so difficult to open? It has that little tab that you're supposed to squeeze and open it, because it does that, and then it just, I don't like it. I don't like it. Has a mirror, blah, 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 signature Pat McGrath, and to me, this feels cheap. I'm not gonna lie to you, it feels cheap, okay? However, this shade is too red. It is too cool tone for me, and it's a little bit too rich. Now, because it's lightweight, you can kind of make it work. You can blend it out. But for me, I'm just like, I'm not gonna even be bothered with this shade. I will keep the tan shade, the Divinity shade, and try to pick up the other shade from the line once Pat McGrath has a sale, because I'm not buying it full price. I refuse. I absolutely refuse to buy makeup full price right now. These inflation prices are not working out for me. I don't know what to tell you, but I'm a little bit more like cautious about buying products full price now. I'll buy on a sale, like I'm stupid like that. Like I'll OD on a sale, spend way more than I wanted to or intended to, but buying it full price, I'm not doing it, all right? It is what it is. So then the other bronzer that I picked up is from Kosas. They reformulated and relaunched this bronzer line. So these are their Sun Show Glowy Warmth Baked Bronzers. I think they renamed them as well. Where is my older one? Let me see if I can find it. All right, so this is the old version. So it was in this green tinted packaging. Now it's in yellow. Kosas is on the front. And the shade I have from the old version is medium. This was really, really glowy. And the new one I have is in the shade Paradise, which is a richer, deeper shade for sure, right? It's still glowy, but it's more of a satin glow now. It's not as shiny as the other one. And I picked up medium in the other formulation, the older formulation, because it was so glowy that I was like, oh, I can use this as a highlighter rather than a bronzer. And that's what I ended up using it as. But this one, it doesn't shine as much, right? It is definitely glowy. If you swatch it out, you're gonna see the shine to it, but it's not an overwhelming shine, and I think it is beautiful. Now, I'm choosing to keep that one over the Pat McGrath deeper version because I feel like it just works a little bit better, even though they're very similar in shade. But the Pat McGrath one is matte and Kosas is glowy. So I was like, all right, I have a glowy bronzer, which I don't typically gravitate towards a glowy face product, but I feel like it works well. So I'm gonna keep this Kosas one and then return the Pat McGrath one. But it's a beautiful bronzer. It does have an interesting scent. Yeah, it's this fragrance from Kosas products that is very interesting to say the least. They're a clean beauty brand, so they don't really use the preservatives that we expect. They don't add fragrance. They use vegetable oil. That's definitely what the smell is. It's a vegetable oil smell. So these products tend to go bad quickly, but they also smell kind of rancid right out the gate. That vegetable oil, I'm telling you, that is exactly what it smells like. If you've ever smelled vegetable oil, like, just sniff it, okay? Go in your kitchen and smell your oil. That's what it smells like. It's not my favorite, but I'll make it work, you know? Let me go into the blushes. So I picked up Giorgio Armani's new Luminous Silk Glow Blush. These launched during the sale and I was like, I need at least one because I love the Giorgio Armani blushes that I have. The Neo blushes, those cream blushes, I love them. So I was like, all right, let me try one shade out because they're not cheap, right? So this is shade 30. I have 30 in the cream blush as well and I really love it. This is what I'm wearing on my cheeks right now. Initially, when you apply this, it's very light. It's a lightly pigmented blush, okay? But you can build it up. And what I like about this blush is that it actually stays on my skin, so it doesn't just disappear. My skin will eat blush up, okay? You apply it and it's gone within a half hour. I can be using a blush in a get ready with me video and I'll apply it and by the end of the video, it's gone, okay? And this one, while it's lightly pigmented and it's not like a pop out in your face kind of blush, it gives this natural kiss that I can still appreciate. And I love that. It's not intense, right? Even though I'm like up close, you're like, girl, I can see that. I can see your blush. But in person, it doesn't look that intense. And I actually really like that about this blush. Now, do I see any other shades that I want to pick up? No, they have like a mauve shade, some nude shades. But this is the shade that I want. Again, it's shade 30. And I really like it quite a lot. This is Offbeat. Offbeat. Yes, I love this blush. So This is the only powder blush that I picked up. I promised myself that I wasn't gonna pick up like a ton of blushes because I have so many that I know and love, so I didn't like go overboard with blushes. I did pick up some cream ones though that I was eyeing. I want to try out the formula for shits and giggles sometimes, so I'm trying these out. So I picked up one of the Charlotte Tilbury blushes. This is the Pillow Talk Matte Beauty Blush one. People have been raving about these, okay? And I was like, all right, let me try it out, because I tried out the bronzer one, you know, the Hollywood contour one. I really like this, and I like the application method. So I was like, let me try you out. Let me try you out. You're fine. I got the shade Dream Pop. So this is the deepest shade. I don't think there are many shades available. And so I went with a shade that made sense for me. This is like a berry pink. This would make such a beautiful lip shade. It's such a beautiful like fuchsia looking pink. But I figured this would work well on my skin. It's just gonna give a kiss of pink. It's not overwhelming. It's not too intense. It blends out really nicely. I haven't really tested this out for wear just yet, or like how it applies on the skin over foundation and other complexion products. But I have high hopes because, again, the contour one works really well. That formula works well for me. So I'm expecting the same to be true about this blush one. So I'm excited to try it out. The other shades were too light. Like, they were really milky, and I was like, no, those are not gonna work. So I didn't pick them up. I just picked up one shade, which I'm actually proud of myself for, because I usually will go overboard and pick up like a ton of shades. I picked up only one. But I did pick up two shades of the 𝕊𝕦𝓝 blushes. These are the Desert Date Cream Multi-Stick. And I'm wary when it comes to multi-sticks because they're meant to be used for cheeks and lips, and I usually don't vibe with those formulas because they tend to be too greasy, and I found that to be true about these, unfortunately. So I have Dune and Flame. Dune is a nude mauve brown, right? And there's this glow to it that is not the best on my skin, I don't think. It just looks a little bit too glowy, but I can use it under other like powder blushes that are matte and work with it that way. So I will be keeping these. They're not too pricey either. And then Flame is like this orangey red. Again, they're very glowy though. So not my favorite. And maybe it's because of what I was wearing under it when I tried it out, but to me it leaves this sheen on the skin. Yeah, you can see it. It's the sheen that's not glittery at all. There's no shimmer, but it's like a Vaseline shine, which I guess is fine, you know. It's okay. They kind of have to do that to make it comfortable on the lips as well. So it says it's a matte finish, but it really is not. It is not. Kernel oil. Maybe it's the oil in it or the wax. Yeah, there are quite a few oils. You know, it is what it is. I love the Dune shade because it's like a nude shade that I can wear for every day. And then the Flame shade is beautiful. I'm going to use these more. Maybe I will warm up to them. We'll see how I feel. But, you know, it's a vibe. I also picked up this Hourglass blush stick. Now, this one was not on my radar. It wasn't on my wish list, but I went in store. See, the problem is, okay, when you go in store, and I went into, was it the Aventura Mall or the Galleria? It was one of those malls in Florida that has like a large selection of products in their Sephora. You know, one of them expensive mall there? Yeah, where them have the you know, them have the Gucci store, the Prada store. So the Sephora is obviously gonna have the full range of all these high-end brands. So they had like the Hourglass products in stores. So this is, what is it called? It is the Vanish Blush Stick. And these have been out for a while now, so they're not new. But I was able to see them in store. So I swatched the shade Rebel. And let me tell you something about Rebel, okay? It is a beautiful powder red. So this formula is a matte formula, right? Does it say that it's matte? What does it say about it? Let's see. It don't say a thing on the box. It just said blush in stick. So the formula is more of a cream to powder rather than like a glowy cream. And it's beautiful. I love like a watermelon pink on my cheeks. I think it works well for my complexion. So this was a happy discovery. I'm gonna apply a little bit. Should I? Should I? It's in this twist up format, and what I usually do is grab a brush and grab some product off the top of the product and then apply it instead of like dragging it on my cheeks, because that's going to disturb the product that you have under it. This way you have more control and you can blend the product out. That is pretty. That is nice. Okay, this is a BK Beauty 106 brush. That is so pretty. Oh my god. That is really nice. I really appreciate that. This is the kind of blush that I like. I like peachy blushes, orangey blushes, and then like watermelon color blushes, which is why I like Flame from 𝕊𝕦𝓚, and then this shade is also very beautiful. So those are the blush products that I picked up. And I'll finish up Complexion with two more face products that I picked up. I grabbed the new One Size Secure the Sweat Dry Till Dawn Primer. This is supposed to be mattifying. And I like One Size products. It's not a brand that I talk about a lot. It's not a brand that I necessarily try out all the products. But when I try out a product, I tend to like it. So it's like, I don't know. I think Patrick Starr is the one that keeps me from like diving headfirst into the brand, because I don't know. I never got into Patrick Starr. So it's an influencer brand. And you know, we have that idea about influencer brands, but I've tried out some of his products and they're really nice. So I originally had the Secure the Blur Makeup Magnet Primer. And this is a nice primer. It's like a smooth and blurring primer. It has this silicone-y feel, but it's more dry. It doesn't feel like slippy. So I liked it and decided that I was going to try out this one since it's mattifying. Like, it's what I'm wearing right now under my foundation. The foundation that I used is what? 𝕊 𝕦𝓚𝓝. The 𝕊 𝕦𝓚𝓝 foundation is the one I'm wearing right now, which is matte on its own. But this primer, first of all, it comes in, I didn't do an up close of this, so I'll show you right now. Here's the box. It's the one size, wait, is it upside? No. One size, okay. Comes in this pink box. It's mattifying, blah, 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 blah. It has water and alcohol as the main ingredients. We have a stem powder, some squalene, glycerin, and all that, right? So I can see it being a mattifying product. 94% agree they no longer sweat off makeup. Primer provides a long-lasting matte finish and makeup stays locked in place. Yes. Like, yes. So 12-hour oil-resistant shine control mattifying power. This is the first time I'm wearing it, so I don't know yet. But it comes in this metal tube, right? Kind of that medicinal tube that you have the little cap that you have to pierce the opening with, and then you squeeze it up. People have complained about the packaging, and I can see the issue with this type of packaging for this type of product, okay? So I'm not gonna say anything yet because, again, it's the first time I'm using it, but with this type of packaging, you can over squeeze it and the product can't go back in because it kind of doesn't allow for you to put, you know what I'm saying? Like, you squeeze it, it comes out too much. It's a whole thing. So you can waste product. The texture is that of like a light lotion. It has that lotiony look to it, like a clear lotion. It doesn't feel dry or really dry in on the skin at all. However, I found that it does ball up. And that was one of the complaints too from reviews. It does ball up. And I was able to just dust the balls away, like the balls of product. But I didn't like that about it, right? I don't like when products ball up, but I can kind of tolerate it sometimes. The other thing is, it's like this little itty bitty tube. It's 1 fluid ounce, so it's enough product, but it just, I don't like the packaging. I don't know. It seems to be keeping me pretty matte right now. I'm gonna keep testing it out, and I'll report back if I like it or don't like it. We'll see how it goes, but this one It's the only primer that I picked up. It's one that we're gonna see. We're gonna see. How about we leave it at that? Then I picked up this Ole Henriksen Truth Brightens. No, that's not what the name is. Lord have mercy. Banana Bright Vitamin C Stick. So this is enhanced vitamin C, caffeine, and brightening pigments. Okay. So there are a couple of shades of this. This is like a complexion skincare hybrid product. It is meant to brighten your under eyes. I picked up the shade Apricot. They also have an orange one, and they have like a lighter shade. It's just a under eye brightener, right? That is also meant to like hydrate under the eyes. And I have dry under eyes. Well, drier. It's probably more on the normal side. It's not really dry, if I'm honest. Like, my skin is overall very oily, but under my eyes is like normal. So adding a little bit of hydration is not a bad thing. And it adds a slight glow. It blends out really easily. It's kind of a seamless product. But do I think it's a product that's necessary? No. Okay? It is not a necessary product. It's probably one that I would say, you know what, stay away from it unless you really want to brighten your under eyes and you want to have a treatment product under there that also does some correcting, you know? It's that multi-purpose skincare complexion product that can be beneficial to some people, and that's why I got it. You know, I don't really use an eye cream when I'm applying makeup, so this is gonna act like my skincare under my eyes as well as giving me a little brightening. So I like it for that. I don't think it's a necessary product or a necessary step, but I like it. So there we have it. Those are all the complexion products. Everything else right now is gonna be lips. Like, I OD'd on the lip products, which is probably where my weakness is right now. So it is what it is. You know what? Actually, before I get into the lips, let me talk about some brushes that I picked up because I think it's worth mentioning. These should have been included in the complexion products probably. So I love brushes, okay? I love a good face brush. Don't play with me, okay? Don't play with it, okay? So I picked up this Lawless brush. Okay, I felt it in store, and here's my problem, okay? Stop feeling things in store. I know. So this is their multi-use powder brush, okay? This side of the brush is what pulled me in. So it's a dual-sided brush. It has this little floppy side on the end. I don't like dual-sided brushes because they're not able to be stored in a cup, right? Upright. You gotta lay them flat, which is not a problem. Like, I have areas on my desk. I guess I can lay my brushes flat, so it's not that big a deal, or I can put them in a drawer, okay? But this brush, come on. Like, it has this beautiful shape to it. It's a buffer brush. It's more on the flat side, but it has a little dome shape to it. But it's so soft, and I was like, oh, this is gonna be so great for powder. So I really, really like it. And then you have this little side that you can use for contouring, right? Under your eyes as well, like just buffing and dusting. So this brush had to come home with me. Did I need it? No. Do I have other brushes similar to this? Probably. Did I still want it though? Yeah, so I got it. So a little cute little brush. And then I went to the 𝒫𝓾𝓃𝓂𝓒𝑽 I'm enough, and I picked up 2 of his brushes. So we have the Face 2 brush, which is for foundation. So he has the compact foundation, you know, the cream foundation, and this brush is meant to be used with it. So it has a buffing foundation brush side, which I don't know that this one is necessarily the best brush that I could have picked up. It's not really the greatest brush. It has another side that you can use again under your eyes for powder, which is kind of his intention because his compacts have a cream and a powder. So you use one side for the cream, one side for the powder. But this brush I could probably do without. It's not that great. I'm thinking about returning it, but we'll see. Then we have the for contour too. So this is his contour brush. This has 2 sides as well. So you have like a slimmer side that you can use for precise contour, like along your nose or, you know, your jawline, however you want to apply it. And then you have the larger side that you can then use to buff bronzer or contour product, you know. So this one I think I'll get more use out of than the face one. So I'm like debating if I should keep these brushes or return them. I don't know that I needed them. I don't know that I even want them. That's where I'm stuck. So the contour one, I could probably keep this one because I don't have another brush quite, well, I do have brushes like this, but I don't even contour like this, so who am I kidding, right? Let me think about it, but I prefer this one over the Face 2 brush, but we're gonna see like how that continues to grow in my mind. All right, now let's jump into the lip products, and here I'm gonna speed through a little bit faster because there's a lot and I feel like this video is already long enough. So first up, I picked up the 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕒 lip oil in the shade Smitten. This is a new launch, it's a new shade, and I needed to get it, so I picked this up. I love the 𝕊𝕦𝕒 lip oils. If I can recommend any lip oil, it would be the 𝕊𝕦𝕒 ones. These are really shiny. I mean, come on, if you want a wet lip look, this is where it's at. I love the clear one, I love the pink one, I love the brown one, and now I have this popsicle one. It's over for you bitches, I swear to God. But this is so good. Absolutely love it. No regrets. No regrets. Now, I also picked up some other lip oils from Clarins. Here's the thing, okay? Clarins really had me out here lusting. So they released this new shade. This is their lip comfort oil in the shade Honey. So again, lip comfort oils, really beautiful. They look juicy as hell. Like, tell me this doesn't do something for you. How juicy does that look? And then it's tinted. Oh, no, I'm sorry. But that is just so pleasing. I don't know. It is very, very pleasurable. I know, it's so good though, but you have the little tubes, they have a chubby applicator, and then look how juicy they look in the packaging. Like, I couldn't say no. So I got the honey one, right? Originally, I bought the honey one first and foremost, blah, blah, blah. I was like, one shade only, like, who are you? Don't talk to me. I'm not gonna get any more, blah, 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 blah. And I got it, and it looked so juicy. I was like, stop. So I went in store, saw the other ones, and this has like a candy sweet smell. This is apricot. This is the orangey one, and let me tell you right now, it's so juicy. It smells so good, and I'm just like, I want it on my mouth. Like, get it on my mouth, okay? So I picked up apricot, and then I picked up, which one is this? Raspberry. So they have some other shades, I think cherry and strawberry, but I think there's the shade that's a pH adjusting one, or a couple of the shades are pH adjusting, which those are just gonna turn pink, so I don't need that, okay? So I just went ahead and grabbed the raspberry, which is not pH changing. This too, really cute. They smell so good. It's like this candy smell. You know those strawberry candies? You know the one I'm talking about in the strawberry wrapper, the red and green. You know that candy. That's what they smell like. So good. And then they had the nerve to have this chocolate one. This is a new shade added, and I was like, I need it. Thank you so much. This was not in store, and it was the one thing I was waiting on for delivery. I was like, give it to me now. It's like this reddish brown, but it's more on the brown side. Oh, it looks so satisfying. Like, I am sorry, give it to me. It looks so, oh, if it drips out, it's over. Oh my God, but it's so, I know. It's not as shiny as the 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕒, but it's still beautiful and hydrating. And I love the subtle color these give to my lips. See, this is the chocolatey one. Let me show you the 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕒 compared to it. The sound that these make is just awful. It sounds nasty. But the 𝕊𝕦𝕡𝕒 one is shinier. Well, you're not seeing it in the swatches. They look equally shiny, but on the lips, just trust me, the 𝕊𝕦𝕒𝕒 ones are wetter look, okay? But the Clarins one, let me tell you right now, they smell good. They don't have a taste to them, but it's so good on the lips. I just love them. So come on, why wouldn't I want to get all four? I am just thirsty for them. Like, look at my mouth watering, like it's a whole situation. Speaking of being thirsty, let me talk to you, okay? So, you know, I already said this in my recommendations video, if you watched it, that I was gonna get the Makeup Forever lip balm. So these are the Moisture Glow Plumping lip colors. I knew it. So these are lip glosses, right? This is based off their Twist Up lip balm, which I absolutely love. Like, I fell in love with that line. I have so many of the shades. It's such a good glossy, juicy formula that has a slightly plumping effect because it has a little tingle, but it looks so good. It looks so good. And my lips, in case you didn't know, are one of my favorite features. Like, like, don't, okay? I love my lips and I love juicing them up, okay? So I went ahead and grabbed like quite a few shades from them because I needed them, okay? So the lightest shade, this is how much, okay? So the lightest shade I picked up is called Soft Nude. So this guy is a very milky nude shade, but it can work as like a center gloss, like a little gloss on a nude lip. Put it on the center, and it gives you that ombre. You know that popular ombre. That's my chair, don't worry about it. But stop, and they're so pretty and glossy and juicy, and I thought they were gonna be messy because the bombs are a little bit messy, okay? But they're not really too goopy or anything. They feel like a gloss, but they don't feel thick, and they're not stringy, and they don't feel like a lip oil where it's too slippy. I feel like it's the perfect balance. And I don't know what other people are saying about these, but let me tell you right now, I love them. I love them. I love them. The other shades I have, so I have Baby Coral, which is like a lighter coral shade. I have this pink shade, which is hot pink, really juicy and pretty. And then I have nude shades. I have Miss Rose, which is more of a rosy nude. Spice I had to get, that's more of a warm tone nude. And then Mocha Raisin is like a mocha brown, but it has more of a neutral undertone. And then I got a red, which is Poppy. These are so pretty, like, stop. I love these so much. I'm so happy with them. I didn't necessarily need all the shades in the line, even though I was tempted. Like, I'll for real tell you, I was tempted, but I had some restraint and didn't pick up everything, but the shades are really pretty, and I definitely recommend trying them out. All right, I picked up this Tower 28 Balm. This is the Juice Balm Tinted Lip Balm. I picked up the shade Squeeze. So this has vitamin C and mango oil. These are twist ups. They're really cute, but these are not like a lightly tinted product at all. At least not this shade. This one is like a bold orange, okay? It's an orange shade. It's bold, but it has the texture and feel of a balm. It's juicy. It does feel juicy, but it definitely has like an intense color payoff to it. There's pigment, all right? So if you're looking for a sheer balm, this is not it. But you can apply it sheerly or just apply it over another balm as just the color. But I like this, so I'm happy with this as well. And I also picked up 3 of the Rare Beauty lip shades. So these are called the Soft Pinch Tinted Lip Oils. And I was intrigued. A lot of people have tried these out and they seem to be happy with them. So I went ahead and grabbed 3 shades. I have Honesty, Joy, and Serenity. These I haven't tried out yet. They're more of the wet feel lip balms. They're not really like a lip oil per se. They feel very cooling, they feel very damp, and they feel thin. I don't really get the lip oil feel from them. Are they claiming that they're lip oils? What are they claiming here? Let's see what they say. An innovative gel formula that transforms into a lightweight, nourishing oil, leaving lips hydrated with a soft pinch of color and shine. Okay, I get that. So it's like a gel that transforms into an oil. Okay, it's different. It's definitely different. And these shades that I picked up, I'm happy with. We'll see. I haven't really worn these yet, but it's a vibe. I know I'm like layering up lip products like crazy, but this is a vibe. So it definitely feels wet. It feels a little bit different going on, and then it transforms into an oil. That's interesting. Okay, I can vibe. I also picked up this new Jisoo Honey Infused Lip Oil. It said honey and I was intrigued, okay? I have the Jisoo hair oil, the honey infused hair oil. It smells nice, but it doesn't really do much for me. I don't care, okay? It's not a big deal. But when I saw this curvy little lip oil bottle, It was over, and it says honey. Like, if you say honey, I'm all about it. I don't know what it is about honey. I love. It doesn't really, well, it got on my nose. It doesn't really smell like honey necessarily. I wish it did have like a little bit of a fragrance, but it's a lip oil, you know, with a light amber tint. It's okay. I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna see the vibes, you know. But yeah, I was intrigued by that. And then I also grabbed, okay, I think these are the last things. Are they? Yes. Summer Fridays. They released this lip butter balm. I think it's already been in their line, but I was intrigued because I love a lip butter. I just realized I do have a few more things. So, okay. So these are lip butters, and I use a lip butter at night. I love lip butters. I love the nourishing effect of like an overnight lip balm. And so I wanted to grab these in a tube that were also tinted. I was like, oh yes, indeed. So the first shade I grabbed was, does it say? It doesn't even say the shade on it. No, it does. Vanilla Beige, okay? I was wearing this on my trip, and it was so comfortable and easy to use while still giving me that nourishing effect of a lip balm that I was like, all right, let me pick up some other shades. So I went ahead and grabbed Poppy, which is an orangey shade. It just has a slight tint of like a peach. And then we have Cherry, which has like a berry cherry tint to it. And I also have Brown Sugar, which is more of a mauvey brown. These are really good. These are really comfortable. I really like them, and I really like having a balm like this with a tint of color that I can pop in my bag. And I love the applicator because it's one of those, you know, clear applicator tubes that's at an angle and it kind of hugs your lips, so it's easy to apply. It's not a gloss, it's not a lip oil, it's an actual balm, so it's gonna stay put on my lips a little bit longer. So I really, really like those. Now, here are the other products that I didn't mention before. So I grabbed the Fenty Skin Lip Butter as well. Is that what it's called? What is it called? Plush Pudding Intensive Recovery Lip Mask. Okay, so it has this funky little packaging. So you twist off the top, right? And then you twist the bottom and the product comes up through this little hole, right? The little dispenser. And then you grab it with your finger and swipe it on the lips. This is more like a overnight lip mask. So I wear that at night, which is not a big deal to put my finger in it at that point. I don't really like putting my finger into things, but it is what it is. It's a nice little butter balm. I think it's hydrating. It's not better than my 𝒫𝓇𝒾𝓂𝓏𝑒𝓇 lip balm that I wear every night, but it will do. It will do. So that's more something I would grab in the daytime, like sitting at my desk and stuff. So it's fine. It's fine. And then I also grabbed the new Lawless Forget the Filler Overnight Lip Plumping Mask. This one is interesting. It is definitely a lip plumper. Oh, I forgot to mention that the Makeup by Mario ones have a little bit of a plumping effect to them, so they have that tingle. They definitely do have that feel to them, but it doesn't sting, it doesn't hurt. And this Lawless lip balm definitely does tingle as well. It has a little light pink to it. This is the Cherry Vanilla shade. They have various different shades. They also have these in a stick format. The stick format is very stiff and dry. Don't get it. Don't get it. I don't recommend it. They kind of have a similar shape to the Fresh line. You know, those Fresh lip balms, which I don't like either. I think those are crap. I don't, listen, okay, I don't subscribe to those lip balms. But the stick version of this is awful. It's so stiff and dry. If you have chapped lips, forget it. It's gonna split your lips really quickly. But this is nice. It's a nice little plumping lip balm for sure. It has the tingle. It's not an overwhelming tingle, but it's fun to have. So I'm happy to have that as well. And I'll just toss this in at the end because this is like my latest purchase. So these are from Make Beauty. They are their new lip products. So they released, what are they called? Do they say? Yeah, these are the Cream Supreme High Impact Lipsticks. So I picked up quite a few shades of these because I was excited. I love Make Beauty and I wanted to try out the formulation. So I picked up a few neutral shades. These are slimline lipsticks. Now I don't know why, or maybe I do know why they put them in these super long tubes. Like, look how long these are. This is them against the Jones Road lip balms. And the Jones Road ones are long. Like, to me, they're long. I guess the Rare Beauty, yeah, look, even the Rare Beauty ones are long, and look how long these lipsticks are. Look at poor little Makeup by Mario, little stump. So these are just really long, slimline lipsticks, and I like the formula. They're very buttery, so I feel like they have a lot of butters in there. Let me see. No, apparently it's not butters. I would think like mango butter. But this is synthetic wax. Okay. So I'm not sure why they put them in this slim design. I'm sure these are going to be refillable. Maybe that's why, because you can just pop them out and pop them back in. But like, this is the lipstick, right? This is the actual product. And then this is the packaging. Like, why did I need that much packaging for this much product? You know what I mean? To me, it's such a waste, but whatever. It's a twist up, whatever. It's okay. The formulation is very cushy, very buttery, very soft, which is why I'm thinking they had to make them this thin. But like I said, I picked up a few shades. I have neutral shades, some deep shades, and then one bright pink. I don't know. I have to test these out a little bit more to see how I feel, but they feel a little bit thick. Like a thick butter, which is why I thought they had mango butter. They're not really a formula that I would necessarily gravitate towards because of that thick feel. I don't want a lip product that feels heavy on my lips. You know, I want a lightweight, cushy formula. And these aren't necessarily lightweight and cushy. So yeah, there you have it. Those are all the products that I picked up recently. You know what? No, I want to include, let me include the swatches of this palette that I picked up as well. I picked it up a couple of months ago now, I think, when it launched. So this is the Italian Spritz palette from Too Faced. It is a beautiful palette, and I've used it a few times. So it's like, it's already been done on my channel. But I wanted to show you the swatches of the palette since I did the swatches anyway. This is in the tin packaging. It's a beautiful, bright spring summer palette. It has a lot of oranges and peaches. It's themed around Italian Spritz and Lake Como in Italy. I've been to Lake Como. I don't think it's necessarily a beach vibe, if I'm honest with you. It felt more like a true lake. It wasn't blue or sparkly or anything. But this is definitely a beautiful palette. I love the mattes in this palette. They have nudie shades. They don't have like a rich deepening shade, which is my only drawback here. But the shimmers are cute. They have this light blue and this light pink that are more topper shades, but the other shimmers are more on the metallic side, like that heavy dimethicone formula. And I like them. I like them quite a lot. I really enjoy the mattes for sure. So I wanted to show you the swatches, and it does have a sweet, almost peach, yeah, like a peach spritzer smell. So I really like this palette. So that's it. That is it for me. I'm going to wrap up the video here because it's already way too long. But you see, like, I really went overboard with my purchases, and some of them I do regret. So they're gonna be returns here, but I don't feel guilty about that. It is what it is. And I hope you guys found this fun. Did you enjoy this haul video? Seeing the products up close, seeing the swatches, hearing my thoughts? Let me know. Let me know what you picked up. Like, what's your favorite product that you picked up? And what's your favorite product from my haul? I think so far the standout products, Lip Oil 𝕊𝕠𝓃, it's beautiful. The Makeup by Mario lip products, love these. I also love this Prism Libre concealer. Definitely love it. And the biggest fail, I would say, is the Fenty Beauty mascara. So there you have it, guys. I will list and link all the products mentioned in this video down below in the description box. If there's an asterisk next to any of those links, which there will be, okay, that indicates that it is an affiliate link. That means I will get a small sales commission if you make a purchase through any of those links. It's a great way to show your support for the channel because it doesn't change the sale price and gives me a kickback. So it's like win-win for both of us. So if you want to show your support that way, I truly appreciate it. You can also join my channel membership, which again is a great way to show your support for the channel. It gives back to me. There are no real added perks necessarily, but it's like you giving me a tip. and I truly appreciate that. I also have super thanks on my channel, and I will go ahead and leave links to my Instagram and Twitter where you should be following me along. And until my next video, which will be very soon, if there are any products that you want me to use or review or talk about in upcoming videos, let me know that as well. And until then, I will talk to you soon. Bye guys.